Good morning, everyone. My name is Kathy, and I'd love to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am going to be making a card using an old product that I had ordered from GinaK. Well, it's not that old, it's from this year. It's the Modern Floral. I had ordered the stamp and die set, but I didn't order the stencil, and trying to color that flower without the stencil just wasn't working for me. So I finally got the stencil in the other day in my order. So I'm going to make a card based on that. My card is my usual 5x7 card. So this measures 10 inches by 7 inches. I scored it at the 5-inch mark, folded it, creased it with my bone folder. And then I have a black cardstock, which measures 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. And then a white that I did a stitched edge on. This measures 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. I use the GinaK master layouts for that. You don't have to. That's why I provided the sizes for you, but it's simpler for me. And then I just have a piece. This is actually 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, but this is just a piece of cardstock that I'm going to stamp on and then die cut the flowers out. And I am going to be making a stencil. I'm just going to use a random piece of paper here. I saw on GinaK's Facebook page this die that comes with the All Occasion All at Once set. The die is all at once greetings. They use this to make a stencil and did the background of a card. So that's what I want to do with my white. So let's get my white piece here, and this is going to be stenciled, but first I need to cut it out. I'm just going to use this as a guide. So if I put one here and then die cut it down this way. I could do this on my stencil plastic, but I want to see if this is going to work first before I make a permanent one. I think it's going to work because the ladies on the Facebook group had made it work. I just want to see if I like the look of it and if I want to keep it that way. I liked how they did it. You'll see in just a moment, I hope. Okay. And then I have all these little pieces of pink that I could use to put sentiments on, if I so chose. I guess that's what I should have done, stamped sentiments on pink. But I very seldom use pink for a sentiment background, but you never know. All right, well, let me see if this is going to work. I have my waffle flower grip mat here. Just going to take the front cover off. And I'm going to put my card panel down in the center. And then this, I'm going to guesstimate that that's the center. But I think I'm going to hold this down while I ink it up. Now, I'm going to use my favorite for a pastel, not really pastel, but a pale background is GinaK's Soft Stone. It's a very light gray. And I'm just going to go, I'm going to press a little bit, but not a lot. Let me just lift and see if that's doing anything. It is, yes. So do a little bit more over here. I'm pushing down just to bend the head, but not like where I'm smushing the bristles. And you probably can't tell on camera that any ink is going on this paper until I pick the stencil up. I'm just going to look and see if that's how I want it. I think a little bit more in here. As long as I don't move this, it should go where I want it. And then this top one up here needs a little bit more. All right. That worked. I could see this would be pretty done in different colors. Using a smaller brush and maybe do each stripe the color of the rainbow. Now I'm going to pick this up for a moment because we don't need that right now. I need to stamp, and I'm going to put my cover back on here. I will need my stencil again, but I'll use my smaller one. But I first need to stamp flowers. And I'm going to stamp, there's some small flowers here first, and I'm just kind of randomly stamp them around the card. And I'm going to use light Orchid for this because I want the flowers to be somewhat pale. And I'm just going to randomly put them around. And I'm going to try and keep the stamp in the same position because it also has a stencil. And I just need to figure out how that goes. Just putting these down randomly. Though not random, I can see there's going to be 5 on here. Not as random as I would like them to be. So I might just throw some more on there. My brain is wired to have like an even pattern, and I'm trying to get out of that because it doesn't always go with the flow. Okay, done with this. So I'm going to clean this with a little bit of water. Put the stamp back on here. Okay, now I will take my, oh, I got a couple, pulled up 2 pieces of the white. Oh, no, that's my card front. Almost stamped on that. Now this, I'm going to put the stamp down and then just move my paper around. Because what I did before I came on camera is I lined up the stamp with the die cut with the stencil, and I put a mark. I took a black Sharpie and put a mark on the back of my stamp that lines up with that, and I put a black mark on the die cut. So I'm going to put my black mark over here. Actually, let's move this up so that I can just move my paper around. I want to do 3 flowers, I think. And I'm going to do the edges of these in black Onyx. You could use a VersaFine Clair Nocturne if you wanted. But GinaK's works well with stenciling. See what I mean about, you have to know where the lineup is going to be. Just to color that by itself just wasn't working for me. that didn't move. I kind of think it might have. No, it didn't. All right. Clean off this stamp with just a little bit of water. Now, I'm gonna die cut these first, and then try and put, there we go. Then try and put the stencil on. So it gives me an idea by putting the black line on. I'm not sure it's always gonna work with every die set, but I'm hoping this was a good idea. And then while that's going through, I'm just going to get this mat out real quick. Because what I want to do is take the flower with the black dot pointed up. Twice more to go. I hope this will make it a little easier for coloring. Doesn't always, but I'm hoping it will. All right. Put that the same direction. All right, let me see how my stencil lineup is going to work here. Oh, that's going to work nicely. All right. Okay, I'm going to try the light orchid just on the tip of the flower. So I'm going to do all three. And I'm not using a heavy hand at all. I'm not pushing the head down. I just want that to be on the edge because I'm going to want the colors to fade out. Oh yeah, this is working. So far, so good. Now I'm going to take the medium orchid, and I don't need to change the brush or clean the stencil because they're both in the same family. Then I'm going to kind of go in the middle with a little bit heavier hand. I'm pushing lightly. Now I'm going to take the dark orchid and I'm going to smoosh this brush Smush the bristles just at the center. Smush those bristles. There, that worked. Maybe somebody else already has this idea, but marking that and the die cut and the rubber stamp has helped me line this up a lot easier. I'm just going to clean my stencil real quick while I'm here, because reds will stain, and this is a form of red. Now I will take it upstairs later when I go and clean it with some rubbing alcohol. I'm just in a windowless basement, so I don't like to use rubbing alcohol down here. Okay. All right, those are pretty. I'll set them right there. Now I'll just clean this. Just because I don't want pink. In fact, I'm going to flip it over, because now I'm going to get my card back and try to line up the stencil for these flowers. And I didn't mark these, so I'm not sure how this one's going to work. If at all. Okay. This, I'm thinking maybe up here. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to take the light orchid and just lightly, ever so lightly. All right. Well, you worked on that one. There we go. Now, if I can just figure out the stamp, because the stamp is small and hard to figure out where all the petals are, then I will mark the same on here that I did with the larger piece. Boy, I thought I was keeping that stamp straight, and I obviously wasn't. I rotated it all over the place. Okay. Now, clean that stencil one more time. Now I want to stamp Friend. I don't know if I have room to stamp it on here. Yes, I believe I do. Perhaps not. Yes, that should do just right there. And I'm just going to use the GinaK Black Onyx. Perfect. All right, clean that. Okay, now die cut out friend. Momentary lapse of thought there. My brain went totally blank. Okay, now I'm just going to cut just a couple, and it doesn't really matter if this is the full word or not, because I'm just going to stack these together. And get one more, I think, out of here. It'll be close enough because I'm just going to use it as dimension. And if it's not all covered, that's okay. All right. Now, I'm going to glue these together, and I'm just using art glitter glue, and I'm going to put this one on the bottom. Nobody will see the missing bottom of the F except you guys and me. Okay, let me start putting the card together and see what we can come up with for a design. I don't really have it laid out in my head at all. So this should be an interesting . Now, I do want to stamp on here, as I'm going to put the word best, but I can do that on the card while it's put together. All right. Now, let's see. I think I need a little greenery. So I'm going to put you on pause, and I'm going to get some foliage dyes and be right back. Okay, I found, I want to use this leaf here. This is from GinaK Designs Daisies Forever Layering Bundle Set. And I'm going to color it with the stencil. So I'm going to get another piece of paper here. I think I'll do about 3 or 4 pieces of foliage just to see. I'm going to use Jelly Bean Green. We'll do 1, 2, 3, and 4. That first one was a little bit lighter, so maybe I'll just do 4. This must be what was left on the brush from whatever color I used before, and that's okay. Now, set that aside, And this has a 2-part layer stencil. Use fresh asparagus to darken that up. Oh, that's pretty. I'm not sure what green was on here before, but it works nicely with the fresh asparagus. Well, come on. Go the wrong way. There we go. Okay. Now I'll cut those out. I'll set those aside to clean off later. And we'll do a quick cutout. I'll do a quick cutout while you watch, or fast forward, that's okay. Too much. Here we go. This Anna Griffin machine has made card making and scrapbooking so much easier. My hands just couldn't take cranking all this amount of time anymore. I am now doing this every day. Well, even when I'm not on camera, I'm down here creating. And I never could have done it without the electric machine. There's some things I still have to crank by hand. And honestly, my favorite hand cranking machine is my old Cuttlebug. I just love that thing. It's a workhorse. Still on the original plates, though I did get, I ordered extra plates for it when they started saying they weren't going to make them anymore. But I'm still on the original plates. Okay, let's see how this is going to work with the greenery. I think that will allow for a much more balanced color card. But figuring out where to put them is going to be one thing. So let's get the flowers. And maybe I need to just cut. I'm not sure. I'm going to try some placements here. Okay, this is it. All right. My mind says stop. So for the leaves, I'm going to glue them down flat. My brain has an idea. I'll maybe share it when I'm done, because if it doesn't work out, then it wasn't a good idea. But no, what I'm going to do is put the friend right here with best right beside it. But I'm going to angle the best up and down. I don't know how that's going to work, but I think it'll be all right. Okay, so if I put friend right there across the flowers, which I still need to pop up, then I can put best, and the best is just, oh no, I can stamp that right in here. So if I stamp that right there, and let's move the flowers. See, I was gonna go up and down with it, and then I need, no, worry too much because I gotta put that in my stamping platform anyhow. I was gonna go sideways with it. So it's a good thing I didn't totally tell you what I was gonna do. Okay. Now I wanna see if that's straight. So I have a piece of acetate here. I'm just gonna put down and stamp it, just to see if it's straight. Oh, and it is. Okay. So I can take off the acetate. I'm going to clean that off. And I'm going to move that out of the way. I think one more. All right. Done with the ink. Clean that off. And I need to move my stencil brushes before I make a big mess. Okay. Now this best did have a die cut that I could have cut out the best, but I wanted to stamp it. All right, now for the flowers, I'm going to pop them up using these 1/4 inch foam dots I got from Hobby Lobby a while back. And I'm just going to do the center. All right. I do like that background. It makes it look striped. But it's not striped all at the same time. Oh, what did I get on that? I got some water on there. Oh no. I think it'll be okay. I'll just take the pink brush. I'm blowing on it to dry it, and then just take a little bit of the pink ink. There we go. Because GinaK's inks are water reactive, so you can use them to watercolor with. So this one might end up with a slight watercolor pattern to it. Now this one I want it to go I'll tuck it under there a little bit. All right, one more flower. Put that one more in the middle. And I think just cut one of these in half for down here. Well, come on. All right, and we'll put this flower right like that. And now the friend, I want to put right here, but I'm going to cut this a little smaller and just put a little bit of on this on the back of the F, because that's going to stand up. And then I'll just glue down the rest of it. Oh, this is pretty. I'm liking this. All right, now I have some already done up. Oh, those are the perfect color. Pink rhinestones. They're kind of a pinky purple. All right, so let me see where I want to put some. I think in the center of each flower. Let's see. If I don't like them, I'll take them out. Okay, I'm going to put one here. There are some tiny ones too. All right, there we have it. That's my card for today. I hope you enjoyed watching my process, my mistakes, and having fun. And I hope I encourage you to get your supplies out. Just have fun and come up with something that you might like or that you might hate. But it's still getting down there, getting creative, and playing with the stuff that you've purchased already. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.